Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about the tales of my journey, and this is going to be part one, how I got into sport, and hope you enjoy. So it's 2012 and I'm watching the London Olympics and being inspired by it, like most people in the UK. So this is what started my journey because I was at home watching the triathlon and I thought, wow, this looks really good and looks really hard and looked fun. And I was inspired by the Brownlees and I thought, oh, maybe I should get out and do something and take up some sport. So one of my good friends, I spoke to him because he recently done a 10k and he was like, why don't we join a running club? So we joined my running club, which I'm head coach now, Canterbury Harriers, back in September of that year. And never really looked back. Unfortunately, I got a lot of injuries in the first couple of years, so which kept me out. So in 2013, I wanted to train for triathlons. So I bought a bike with my Christmas money. It was a cheap one, a road bike, no clue about it, just picked it up from a second-hand shop. And I then wanted... I took up swimming. I couldn't swim, and I turned up to. I was trying to swim. I used to swim on a Sunday afternoon with my friends, and I went to a triathlon class in 2013, and turned up, and I was swimming like that with my head out the water, and the instructor said to me, "Why have you got goggles on?" And I said, because I don't want my eyes getting wet and water getting into my eyes. And she turned around and said, but you're not putting your head in the water. So she then showed me the technique, how to try and swim, and I learned that. And so I took that on board, which helped me improve. So I turned up in July to a local triathlon. Unfortunately, the week leading up to it, I had got injured. I'd done something to my calf, but it wasn't too bad on race day. I turned up to, I came off the bike onto the run, and within about half a mile, my calf felt like someone had just put like a knife on the back of it and just went like that. It just felt like it ripped, and I hobbled back, and it was awful, the pain. I loved the triathlon. I didn't want to give up because I was, it was my first race and I was doing it for charity, so I didn't want to let people that sponsored me down, so I had to do it. That's the way I felt like it. So I got, that kept me out for about 6 months on and off with injuries, and it was a classic case of me doing too much too soon and going too fast all the time. I was going out for an hour run, running 7-minute miles. Now that's my easy pace now. So at the time, I was running too fast, and that caused injuries. But you learn from your mistakes, and experience is key. I then I went a couple of years injury free. But I did get a big injury in 2014, my Achilles again, too much too soon, and that kept me off for a while. But I see a physio regularly, and since then I've learned from my mistakes, and I've managed to keep injuries to a minimal. So I learned that on the way. So I stopped the cycling in 2013 because I was convinced it was cycling that was giving me the injuries and the problems that obviously it kept me on and off injured for quite a while, and I nearly gave up. I got to admit, I was on a low, and I thought, well, why am I training? I'm getting injured, and I'm going back to square one each time. But as I said, I learned from my mistakes. I started introducing strength training into my like once a week into my training. I carried on the swimming because I wanted to just keep swimming, well, the fitness level there. And I did really well in 2:15. I got a lot of PBs in running and, well, big PBs, took chunks out of my normal times. And in 2:15, I decided to give an aquathlon a go and see if well, how well I could do. So we came back off our honeymoon, and I was really jet lagged, and on that evening there was a race. So I turned up and did it, and I loved it. A lot of things went wrong in the race, looking back at it now. I mean, I had to tie my shoelace about 4 times during the run, but I really enjoyed it. I came 5th, and I did it in 35:01, which at the time was I think a couple seconds outside the British triathlon qualifying time for my age group. It changes all the time, and I was told about it after the race that, oh, you could try and qualify for your age group. I didn't think I was any good, so I thought, well, why not give it a go and train a bit more of swimming over the summer and see how it goes. And September that year, well, 2:15, I turned up to a race in London called the Capital Dash and Splash race, and I came 2nd, which I was over the moon, and my time was 2.5 minutes quicker. So I submitted my time for the aquathlon team for 2:16 European Aquathlon Championships, and in December later on that year I found out I had qualified for them, and of course I was over the moon. I'm really happy about it. Thanks for listening, guys. Please subscribe and leave a like. Thank you very much.
And the champions of this age group category, Henrietta Parasatic and Yiannis Christodoulou. Christodoulou.